Hi, welcome to YouTube channel. Let's learn how to draw a cake using oil pastels. So this is a peachy color and I'm drawing on gray or light blue, and I'm drawing an oval, and then I'm drawing my lines down and turning. It's really important to turn that line. So a little bit further in, I'm going to turn it here and there, kind of like a C and a U, and then connect. And that's basically the same thing as that oval, the skinny oval, and then turn your line down here. Fantastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to do some details. I'm going to do like wavy lines, kind of close together, up and down, making them different for the icing. And then I'm going to redraw, just go over this. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake here because you're going to cover it completely with brown. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. So I'm just kind of repeating those steps, making it different. And yeah, you don't have to use brown. I liked the idea of using brown. You can use whatever color you want for your icing. So after you trace that, snap this, break a little piece, and then you're going to pinch it and really press down hard as you fill this in. I like using the side. I find it faster and a little bit easier to fill things in, and so I'm doing that as I go. Sometimes I use the tip if I'm in a small area, but the larger areas I really like using the side of it to fill it in. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing up above. Press down hard, really try to cover the paper as best as you can, and if you make a mistake, just work with it, obviously. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take black and I'm going to snap it in half. I also like snapping it because I get a nice crisp edge. So what I'm going to do is turn on one side and darken it, and that's going to kind of give me a shadow edge, more of a 3D look. So I'm pressing down hard and turning on one side, and then I'm going to take a blending stump and blend it. So smooth that out. And I really love using the blending stump. Try to use the side of it or the tip, but try not to smash it. I say that a lot, but people do that and then they ruin the blending stump. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth out the brown as well, because sometimes it gets a little grainy, and I'm going to also do the same thing on the top. So take your time doing this and it will look super cool when you fill this all in nicely using the blending stump. Alright, so after you finish doing that, it kind of flattened everything out. So I'm going to take some black, I'm going to go along the edge for the cake, and then I'm going to fill it in. So I have a little bit more of a variation of the values, so I have kind of a light side and a dark side. And then I'm going to smooth that out using the blending stump so it looks pretty cool. So take your time, use the whole side of the blending stump, of the angle of it, and that will allow you to kind of really smooth everything out. So go ahead and choose a color for the rest of your cake. I chose yellow, and what I want to do is make sure I'm going inside the center area first, and then I'll use the tip to get really close to the edge. So I'm not going to blend it and smear it. I'm just really being careful with that. And then as I get closer and closer and closer, what I'll use is a blending stump and smooth it out. And I'll talk about that in just a bit. So sometimes your blending stump might actually be dirty, so what you can do is just use it on another piece of paper back and forth, and that kind of cleans it. So I'm blending it with the yellow closer to the brown and the black. I don't seem to mind the color too much. It kind of makes it look like a shadow edge. If you don't like it, you can just scrape it off using your fingernail. It's a great little technique right there. And then you just keep blending, 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 smoothing things out till you like how it looks. So you can use an eraser and you can erase the oil pastel if you don't like something. I didn't really know that until recently. It works, especially with kind of a hard edge eraser. So this is actually white, and I'm kind of putting in the highlight in the center. I thought that might look nice, and I'm finalizing it with a blending stump, just kind of connecting that area. So thank you so much for tuning in, liking, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Take care.